Hi, this is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington T-Touch practitioner for animals and people. This is Tristan, he's a Corgi, and this is an episode of Conversations with a Corgi. And today we're going to talk about something that I think is really important, and that is that today, the second Saturday in September, is National Pet Memorial Day. Yes, there are 100 days for everything, but I think National Pet Memorial Day is a really important thing to think about for all of us who have ever lost a pet across the Rainbow Bridge. It's held each year, as I said, on the second Sunday in September, and it was established 40 years ago. Like, how many of us have heard of it, really, until you started to have the internet to keep you up to date on all these little days that occur throughout the year: Ice Cream Day, Pancake Day, National Pet Memorial Day. And it was designed to help us recognize the important role that animals have in our lives. And it was started by the Association of Pet Cemeteries and Pet Crematoriums. So they recognize from their work, the loss that people feel when they have an animal passing on, and they wanted to have a day for us to memorialize those pets. So now, thanks to the wonders of the internet, today we can post pictures of our lost pets online and share them with other people and share memories of our pets and get support from people online who have also lost pets. It really, or even the same kind of pet you have. I know I've lost some bunnies in my life, and I've been so happy to get some support from other bunny lovers. And it's just such a special time to be able to think about your dog. Or your cat or your rabbit or your horse, and to bring back their memory and help you feel close to them again. And like I said, to also bond with other pet lovers. There's so many things that we can do today. One of the things we're going to do together here is do some heart hugs to send some of our messages to heaven or wherever we believe our dogs to be on this day, or our past pets. Hold on, Bess. We're sliding here. We're getting a little tangled in the cord. So it's a good time for us to share pictures of our pets online, to do some heart hugs, to send them some messages to heaven, and to also ask them to send us signs that they are still with us, and they will, believe me. I have so many stories from people where their pets have come back to them as a bird, or they've seen some kind of wildlife that is really rare in their area on the day they ask their pet to send them a message. And it's for all of us who have lost pets to honor the memories of the pets that enriched our lives in so many ways. So you can share photographs online. You might take the time, if your pet has been gone for a long time and you're up to it, to make a photo album especially for that pet. I know in the days after I was grieving for my dog Comet, going down to CVS with my cell phone and going through this 7-hour process, because I'm not very good with some technology. I'm printing out picture after picture after picture of him, which only came to like $40. And then came home and just spent time putting those photos in a book so that I could look through it every day and remember Comet throughout his lifetime. And that meant so much to me. So if you haven't been able to do that yet, today might be a nice day to take some time and sit down and put some photos of your pet in a special album just for your pet. And if your pets are still with you, like this little fella, you might want to start that now, and it's not such a painful process. One of the other things people suggest that you do on this day to honor your pet is to plant a tree or a bush or something in their honor. I know I planted a bunch of echinacea flowers over my horse, and I don't know if they have survived. They're purple cone flowers. I don't know how they're doing, but he's in a big meadow, and they're pretty hardy flowers. I have not been back there to see, but next to my house, the prior homeowner planted a rotating perennial patch, and so I have tons of cone flowers out there, and when I see them, I remember Burgers and I feel close to him. So you might want to plant something special in your yard for your pet, no matter where his body is or his ashes are. And on the same note as that, a couple of Corgi people I know have made a special little corner of their garden and named it, that dog's name part of the garden, and they've put a little bench there and maybe a heart, maybe a fountain, maybe just some beautiful annual flowers, just a little quiet place where you can sit and reflect on the love that you shared with that pet that has been departed. And it really is a special thing to do, and I would love to do that in my yard, but my yard is so big, it's wild out there, it's hard for me to manage it. But I do dream of a certain spot that I have selected to make a little special area to commemorate my boys Comet and Winston. Another thing you can do is go back and look at the toys and the bowls that you might have had from your lost pet, and just feel that connection with your dog or cat or horse again. I know that when I was talking to my friend Karen Tyndall up at Eddie's Wheels a couple days ago, she was getting her old carts out to give to her current dog and to have another Corgi use. And she was smelling them, and so do I. I still have Winnie's cart that he lived in. He loved his cart. He went all over the place. Comet only used that cart a few times. He just did not want to go. So I still have that cart and still cherish Winston's memory in that. So you might want to look at some squeaky toys that remind you of your pet and just take a moment to remember him. Another thing that you can do is make a contribution to a pet charity or your shelter. You can donate some things in your animal's name. A lot of shelters now have like bricks on the floor that say in memory of Fluffy, or rooms with photos, things like that. One person I know made a donation to her vet's office to have a special little memorial outside the room where pets go to be put down. And so there's a candle there, just an electric light up candle, and a little table with a plaque on it that says in loving memory of Fluffy. And then there's a little framed picture that goes with it that says something like, when this candle is lit, know that the person in the room is losing a beloved friend, and please have some understanding for their situation, or something along those lines. And that's a sweet, sweet thing to do for your vet's office if that is possible in terms of space. And that's a lovely way to remember your pet. And that may lead to, people just posting the names of their pets on that wall, on plaques, or on some kind of hanging thing, like a cork board or piece of plywood so that you can screw them in. So that's another thing people have done in memory of their pet. And think about that today on National Pet Remembrance Day. Another thing you can do is just donate some of your time to a shelter or to a rescue for your type of dog or cat or horse. Certainly you can even volunteer to do some driving for dogs that are being rescued. I know some person who has a little sticker on the back of their car that says something about, they're like Fluffy's angel mission in memory of their dog, so that this is what they're doing in his remembrance as he is an angel, which is driving other dogs to their permanent homes. So take a few minutes out of your day to remember your pet. Another thing I highly recommend is to maybe write a little journal entry for your pet and keep that with a photo. Even if you don't do a whole photo album, take some time to write something about your pet today. There's a lot of energy in the air about pet memorials today and loving your pets. And so you may be able to find a quiet moment, no matter what kind of a writer you are. Use your hands and a pen and a journal, or type it on the computer and print it out. But just write some special words to remind you of your beloved pet that is not here anymore. And again, you can ask your pet to send you something to help remind you of him today. So it's National Pet Memorial Day, a sad day, but an important day. And post some pictures on your timelines on Facebook of animals that you have lost. There are so many people that love to see those photos and may have a dog or a cat or a bunny or a rat that looks just like yours, and be so happy to share that picture with you. So I think what we need to do today are some heart hugs for all of the people grieving over their lost pets, and for all of the animals that we love so much when they were here with us. So to do a Tellington T-Touch heart hug, you're imagining the face of a clock with the 6 towards your feet and the 12 up here. You're going to make a circle and a quarter like this all the way around the clock with your hands crossed over your heart. So you're just going to press into the skin, take a deep breath in, and go whichever direction feels good for you. 1 1/4 circles around that clock. And once you feel comfortable doing that, you're going to close your eyes, or not if you're not comfortable with that, and just take a moment to remember and thank each of the animals that have been in your life and have shared some time with you. And send them love where they are out in the universe to support us and watch over us and be really our guardian angels in this new life we share with them without their sweet furry bodies to remind us of them. And I'm going to do one more heart hug just for all of the people grieving over the loss of their pets, because I feel so much compassion for you. And in fact, I'm thinking that I've been working on a book about pet loss. Maybe it should come out on National Pet Memorial Day next year. So if you have a wonderful story about how your pet's come back to you, or some amazing things that have happened on his journey, if your dog has had a bucket list, if you have been visited by a sparrow, if you have a new dog that reminds you so much of your old dog, you know that they're communicating, send me those stories at sallymorganpt@gmail.com, and I will be posting all over Facebook asking for those stories this winter. Just little short things, 1 or 2 pages long, 3 pages, whatever you send me, I'm going to use. So, and if you have pictures of the pets, that'll be good too. So thanks for joining us today on National Pet Memorial Day. Remember your pets today, no matter how you do it, quietly or in a big way. Think about planting a tree, starting a little piece of your garden, planting a piece of flower fields, writing in a journal, making a photo album, donating something to the shelter, or making one of those memorial lights to have at your vet's office when people are putting their animals down. I think that is a really wonderful thing to do today, and many of us have rapport with many of our vets, and most vets use one particular room for that. So that's a brilliant thing that you can do today to remember your animal, especially if you're older and have had many animals with that vet, to be able to provide them with a little electric candle that you can turn on and off when somebody's in that room. It will really help some people in the future, and also keep your animal's memory alive forever. So thanks for joining us today for this episode of Conversations with a Corgi. Do lots of heart hugs today. Help yourself, and send memories and gratitude to the pets that have shared your lives. Biscuit, your bow tie is a little crooked, hon. He says, I want it to be formal. You have a great Sunday too, Danny. Thanks for joining us. Oh, and I'll be at my job on Monday and Tuesday, so I'll be back on Wednesday. So see you then. Thanks for joining us.